Everybody, welcome into Delmarva Sports Insider. Brandon, you know it's our live and local show dedicated to giving the sports on the shore.
Yeah, that's right. I'm sports director Brandon Bosser. Hey, thanks for picking me up there,
no
Devin.
problem. I know there's been a very important stuff going on out there in the world. You know, it's yours truly, sports anchor Devin J. Martin. Welcome to the show, Brandon. It's the first Delmarva Sports Insider of 2023. So everyone, thanks for joining us.
And you know what? We're starting it off great.
Yep.
You're doing a fantastic job.
I know. No, listen, we got a lot. There's a lot of stuff that we got to talk about. I know you're trying to keep up with it. It's always news, more news coming right at you.
Always, 24/7. Hey, big week for Bayside football.
Oh, yeah.
You know what? It was such a fantastic season. We're still talking about it here in January.
Absolutely. But why do you ask? Well, we will get to that. Now, before we do, we got to talk some hoops because it's still basketball season, Brandon.
Yeah, that's right. We're going to start off tonight with some more Bayside South hoops action between Washington, an upstart team this year, and the Bennett Clippers, who honestly, they've been a fantastic team this year, riding a winning streak. The Jags are having one of their best seasons in decades already. Third best record in the Bayside South at 5-1 coming into tonight. But the Clippers, monster test against a young squad from Princess Anne.
Yeah, and again, the Clippers were all over Washington in the first half. I mean, Brandon, they took a 20-point lead in the second half as well. Bennett's guards were just a little too much for the Jags to handle. Sophomore standout Jace Hudson. I mean, every time we watch a Bennett game, he's always got his imprint on the game. He made the Jags pay for leaving him wide open on the perimeter. He had 21 points. Darian Collins was in attack mode as well, getting up the shot, muscling through the contact, plus the foul.
Yeah, the Clippers were able to get anything they wanted at the rim tonight. Collins, one of the slashers that gave the Jags headaches all night long. They need some more post presence. The Jags got a little more offense going in the second half. Jamaica Matthews drilling the wing three-pointer. But Jace Hudson and the Clippers steamrolling the Jags, led by as many as 39 points tonight. And they go on to win by 37. Did not see this coming, but I got to tell you, maybe we've been disrespecting Bennett a little bit this year. They are a fantastic squad. The guard is pleased with the Clippers start
he's
this year.
He's very confident in his team. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, let's take a listen.
The win is playing. I mean, we executed everything before pregame. Everything we did pregame, we executed that today, and turns out we did our thing. We're going to get better as a team. Chemistry going to get better and eventually lead us to the states where the goal is. Feeling amazing. We're a champion. We're a state champion team already. State champion team, and we still getting better. So.
Championship team, state championship team.
Hey, we'll see if he's right. Let's move on to some EZAC action tonight at the Garage at Salisbury School. The Dragons hosting Worcester Prep. Baylor Hone with the post move. It drops. Perfect clip right here to summarize tonight. Mallard's taken by surprise. That's Hanley Kiger. And yeah, they were roasting some duck tonight. Mallard's playing some defense. Ball poked free by Harrison Humes. Gets it right back. 9.7 boards for Humes. But the Dragons lethal in transition. Up ahead once again, Kiger. 3 for the price of 2 right there. Dragons rolling along at this point. William Potterton from the corner, knocking down that tray ball, assisted by who else but Tyler Ball, and Ball was the story tonight. One of the best players on this side of the bridge, dropping 38 points. We don't hear about him much. That's because Salisbury School is not in the Bayside, but he had 7 3-pointers. Salisbury School wins by 45 points. The Dragons, they have the talent once again this year. Can they repeat as EZAC champions?
We're feeling very good because we're competing with all these other public school teams. And like when we come and play in the EZAC, it just feels so much easier. We run the floor good. Like we get up and down the court quick. And like teams in the EZAC can't keep up. Free throws, we did a little better today, but the free throw line is usually our weakness in third quarter. But we came out good today and we made our free throws, and you see the result.
Those are some great highlights right there, Brandon, but I was just focused on just the unique setup of the Salisbury School's gym. Now,
it's unique.
It definitely is. Now we're going to head to Worcester County. The Warriors are playing host to the Tribe. This game, Brandon, was a lot closer than you would have guessed in the first half. Nair Johnson makes the layup. Pocomoke was actually in the lead in the first quarter. They were up 9-6 before Jalen DeShiel Andrews tied the game with that 3. But Johnson and the Warriors weren't laying down for the Tribe. He took a corner 3, and it rolled in. Now, these teams were trading buckets back and forth in the first quarter. Antoine Wilson right here is going to make the right play. He finds Malik Leatherbury, who who drains the three. Wilson is normally the one doing all the heavy lifting on the offensive end for the Tribe, but he deferred to his teammates plenty of times in the first half of this game. Now, the Warriors actually led the first quarter 11-9, and they led 16-14. You see that bucket right there before the Tribe started to take over in the second quarter, and then they would just take momentum away from the home crowd late in the second quarter, going up into the break up by 9 before eventually blowing out Pocomoke by 23.
And here's the thing about the Tribe. I mean, it was just a slow start.
Yeah.
Let's just be honest. But Pocomoke, they've got a lot of nice players led by Keandre Nixon. But the Tribe, their top three between Wilson and then Jalen Dashiell Andrews as well as Malik Leatherbury, stellar top three.
Absolutely.
I think the number 2 and number 3, Andrews and Malik, I think we underrate them quite a bit because they have Antoine Wilson.
Yep.
All right, now this game had an electric atmosphere on Tuesday. The home Eagles taking advantage early on. North Dorchester taking on Cambridge. There's Nasir Polk driving the lane, finding Vernon Price. Then on the other end, it's Kobe Enos, Euro stepping past the defense and laying it in. Nice move there. Javon Hudson speeding down the court. Finds an open man right underneath the rim. Easy bucket there.
Now the Eagles tie up the game, but the rest of the fourth quarter belonged to Cambridge. Enos gets a wide open corner three, knocks it in, and then Tayshawn Fletcher gets the pass and makes a shot at the rim right over the defense. The Vikings begin to pull away. It went from a tied game midway through the third quarter to a 12-point game near the end of it. Hudson tries to cut into the deficit, but it's too late. Ty-Anthony Stanley adds a little chippy shot right here off the feed, and then Enos, he's going to get the ball back, and he's going to basically seal the deal for Cambridge. He's going to take a three. He's wide open. He drains it. The Vikings have a comfortable lead that they won't relinquish at this point, winning in a hostile environment by 11 points.
Well, first of all, I'd like to give credit to North Dorchester. They were ready, they were prepared, but it was a great opportunity for our guys to bounce back. We didn't do our best, we didn't have a good showing in the Governor's Challenge, but this is what we do. You step up, you play big-time games. A great atmosphere in here. Coach Robert had them ready to go. Big-time game. Playoffs are coming, baby. It's 3 parts of the season. It's the beginning, we're in the second part, and it's the playoffs. We want to go back to the regionals, and then we want to go a little farther. And how you do it, you win games like this. You stack games, game by game by game.
So, Devin, is Coach Tucker about 7 feet tall, or?
Oh, yeah, no, I mean, he just wanted to lead
short?
he wanted to get up close and personal with the microphone and the camera. He was very excited. I mean, again, exciting atmosphere. I think he was still hyped up off the energy of that game playing against their crosstown rivals.
Hey, a few other interesting scores from this week in the Bayside. Queen Anne's over Easton by 9. The Lions beating Cambridge last night, so they remain undefeated.
Yep.
I still got Queen Anne's number 1. I don't care what y'all say about Y High. If it's Lions and Y High, I'm going Queen Anne's right now.
Rematch of last year.
And then Decatur beating North Dorchester 81-55. That's a big win for the Seahawks, looking to, get their season going.
Yeah, but especially with some of their better players, Tribe-wise, and David Chandler getting back and healthy over the last week.
Snow Hill over Parkside by 18, and Easton defeating North Caroline by 14. Toby McCall with 17 to lead the Warriors in that game. Sean Moody, Jordan Nixon, Marshall Bailey, all in double digits.
Now we're going to go to Delaware for the Henlopen. Seaford beating Woodbridge, one of our best teams in the Henlopen. Definitely Seaford winning again over Woodbridge by 11. Laurel defeating Indian River by 8. Those are 2 of our top teams in the Henlopen. Polytech, another top 3 team right there. They're beating Sussex Central by 10. And then Cape Henlopen, another really good team, winning by 19 over Milford.
So, Devin, we were talking about this before the show. You're impressed by Bennett.
I absolutely am, and I'm slightly, just ever so slightly concerned by the Y-High Tribe, but I'll get to them in a second. Starting with the Clippers, I've seen a lot of growth from them from this past year, last season to this year, and when I talked to Jace Hudson, he said his team benefited tremendously from the Governor's Challenge, playing against some of those Henlopen squads.
Oh, I bet. Not having the Governor's Challenge last year, that's a huge loss for these schools.
Absolutely, and they were able to see how Delaware plays basketball, and obviously, the Henlopen is nothing to, that talent is really, really good, and I think they benefited a lot. They seem more secure and confident in their abilities, and they're playing just like it. And, they're a really young team led by underclassmen for the most part. So the Clippers are a team that I see that has a lot of potential, and they can make a lot of teams stay up late the night before and some cold sweats when they have to play each other. Now, The Tribe, who are still unbeaten in the Bayside South, they're my number one, but they showed potentially how someone could defeat them in the Bayside, because this game today was close against them in Pocomoke, and they were down after the first quarter, and the biggest reason was because Antoine Wilson had foul trouble. So Coach Waller decided, I'm not even gonna risk it. I'm gonna take you out for the rest of the half. Now they still were able to win that second quarter by 11 points and take a 9-point lead without Wilson, but they were a completely different team when Wilson was on the bench, and maybe Pocomoke wasn't good enough to capitalize it, but a team like Bennett,
Right.
Queen Anne's, Easton, Kent Island, Decatur, they're teams that are good enough to capitalize on Y-High if Antoine Wilson can't play, if he's
That's
hurt
a good
or
point.
has foul trouble.
Because you don't have anybody on your bench that's going to replace what Antoine brings to the table for Y-High. So
Right.
get Antoine in foul trouble, you got a chance to beat Y-High.
And the Tribe are still really good without him, but
Right.
in terms of being that top two, top one team, he's obviously the key that they need.
All right, I'm going to talk about the Henle Open. We didn't get to any games, unfortunately, this week, but Seaford's still one of the 2 undefeated teams in Delaware that's played more than 1 game.
Yep.
And we'll see them face off with Middletown tomorrow. Blue Jays offense has been insane this year, 85 points a game. Nobody else in Delaware even averaging 70.
Whoa.
The Jays, they got star power. Brent Ricketts, obviously, a number of athletes. Watching warm-ups, they had at least a handful of guys that could dunk the basketball. And you know what? You got Ricketts, Bolden, the Matthews brothers, Kashmir Wise. They are loaded. They are deep. They have a real chance at making a run at that title.
I completely agree.
All right, now that's going to do it for the A block. We're taking a timeout, but stay with us because some of our top talent making the All-State team in Maryland, plus the Gatorade Player of the Year for football announced in Delaware, and that's coming up next.
I'm Coach Sean Johnson from Snow Hill High School, and you're watching Delmarva Sports Insider.